But no, it was a good. Do you know what? I came away from the weekend going, it was just I had a lot of fun. I saw some great music. Yeah, I guess like looking at those headliners, I'm not blown away. I didn't really enjoy the Arctic Monkeys. I thought they were pants, if I'm honest with you. But that was me. I thought they were self-indulgent as fuck. Whereas this year, I'm looking at it, and for all the hate that it always gets, of course, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'd pay to go see Billie Eilish. I'd pay to go see The Killers. I'd pay to go see Sam Fender, and I'd pay to go see Foles. It's a fucking great set of headliners. It's the other two that are just a little bit strange.
Yeah, I agree. I think you've got a spot on with especially those top three. I'd definitely go and pay and see. Foles I just don't know loads about, but like their sound and like their music, and know enough of it to enjoy it.
If only you had a friend who has gone and made 3 beautiful, extended, in-depth YouTube videos that explains them as a band and their back catalogue.
If only. I'm going to have to go revise. I'm going to take notes. When they booked Lewis Capaldi as a headliner, I think that for me was kind of like, it's hard to explain, but it was kind of like, okay, they actually don't care who they book now. They're going for whatever's popular, and that is that. They're not going to sit to a theme. They're not going to always have a rapper. They're just going to book 6 artists who they think are going to sell tickets.
And do you still feel like that?
Yeah, I do, and I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I think it's what's good. I think, as you say, we've just listed off 4 of them, 6 of them you could go see. I'm happy to go watch all of them. They're going to sell tickets.
So Killers played the first year that I went. Makes complete sense to me. Foles have also headlined in the past. I think you and I have been saying now for a long time that Sam Fender is absolutely a future headliner. Billie Eilish, for me, I think is the biggest artist in the world. It's a shame that she's the only woman in that slot, but you know what? She's great. I'm doing a little revisit of a WTF about her at the moment, and I'm like, fuck, that list is so good. Imagine Dragons for me is a weird one because it's a weird place to put them. Like, are we saying that Imagine Dragons is bigger than Steve Lacy or like Loyal Kana? And I guess probably they are, but are they at a headline level? But then if this wasn't main stage West and it was the Enemy stage and they were headlining the Enemy stage, no one would have a problem with it. So it's now they've put it in these columns, you're like, oh, this just feels like the old Reading lineup. And then you go, yeah, actually that makes sense to have them there. But because they're put on the main stage, it feels like we're being cheated out of something. But Imagine Dragons, weird one. I don't think anyone really cares. That being said, the TikTok campaign of the shirtless man going around at the moment of the lead singer is doing wonders with all of my female colleagues, and I think that's probably part of it. And Lewis Capaldi, with this massive Netflix documentary, his new album, which Talking About Me, made with Matty for the 1975, I reckon they have it in, like a knowledge of, this is being released about them at this point. So by the time the lineup comes out in December and then to August, there's such a journey and an arc for an artist. I think by September, we'll be like, yeah, of course Lewis Capaldi was headlining. He's like the biggest artist in the world. Well, it's now July the 25th. I think I recorded this in like April. Obviously, this is recorded way before all of Lewis Capaldi's incident at Glastonbury and all of the stuff that came out about him struggling with his mental health. So this is really not meant to be putting him down. I do think they're on one level right here. I think that probably they have a bit of an knowledge about what's going to be coming out later on in the year. And I think that Lewis Capaldi is on the lips of a lot of people around the world. So, and he wasn't last December. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, back to it.
Yeah, no, I actually agree. I literally, my girlfriend showed me that Imagine Dragons video the other day. Yeah, I think it makes complete sense. And I do think I agree with about Lewis Capaldi. Like, when you see all the videos of him coming on, even like 2 years ago, was it, when he came on like Glastonbury? That crowd was huge. And I think it literally is, as you mentioned, same with Imagine Dragons, because they're dubbed as a headliner, you think you're being robbed out of something, where really you're looking at the Killers and then a second name down for the Killers, Lewis Capaldi, that's not that bad.
Yeah, and I think if the problem goes back to this bullshit fucking stage split stupidness. But that's the thing, right? And I think if we go and look at like Killers, Sam and Billy, if this was an old school 2009 yellow poster and we still had it in the same way that we did before, I think people would look at that and go, that's great. Yeah, that makes sense. Personally, I think Killers is a weird choice, but they are one of the biggest bands. They're iconic. and their set list is amazing, and they've got so many great tracks. So it's not my go-to, but I look at this year compared to last year, and I'm like, actually, it's way more me.
Yeah.
How about the like sub-headliners? Who's your go-to there?
Yeah, I was about to mention the Undercard. When the first announcement came out, I saw the sub-headliners, and I wasn't blown away, and I'm still not super blown away. I think Loyal Kana, I think Wet Leg, I think Nothing But Thieves, I think Declan McKenna, Bicep to an extent, Slow Tie obviously, and Becky Hill, all brilliant bookings. I think the rest, they're mainly those second one down, a little bit weak, but they're also very current, they're also very popular, and it's just a case of it not being my taste. Having looked also at the undercard, so underneath the sub-headliners, I think it's brilliant this year on the main stages. I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, good to see like Yard Act. Big fan of Inhaler and Holly Humberstone, the Car, Amazons, and that's just that top stage.
Yeah.
Seagull's great. Frank Turner back for like a 15,000th year. Arlo Park's brilliant. I've just done my Don Brocco episode. They're so cool.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, like I'm looking at all of this and I'm like, actually, there's lots on the main stage. They're taking a risk with some smaller names as well, which is cool. And then I think some of the other stages are really good. Like really good.
Yeah.
Is it the Saturday? Like I'm looking at things like Ecstasy and Kenny Hoopla and Sleep Token on the Festival public stage. I'm like, yes, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yonica, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, me too.
Royal Otis. I've just put out a video about Royal Otis. They're the tiniest band in the world, but they're so good, and I can just see them going fucking astronomical.
Yeah.
So there's some really great little stuff on there that in 4 months' time we might be in a completely different place with, and I think it's really balanced. I can't believe we're saying this because like 3 months ago when it came out, everyone was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's the columns. It makes it so much better.
The columns makes all the difference. It was the best. Honestly, there's a reason why it worked so well for fucking years. You've got to have it in columns.
I mean, I'm always annoyed that the 2020 lineup didn't happen.
Yeah.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? That was like Queen's, Rage, Stormzy. That was the last of the NME stage, right? Of the Radio 1 stage.
And it was like Sam Fender, just as he was getting like huge as well.
Here we go. Yeah. It's tiny. I can't see it anymore. Rage, Cortinas, Run the Jewel, Slow Tie, Liam Gallagher, Jerry Cinnamon, Two Door, Stormzy, Migos, Lewis Capaldi, Sam Fender, Rex Orange County, AJ Tracy, Heady One, Idols, Wallows. Mate, massive. Fuck, it's massive, isn't it? But then again, half of those people weren't that big in 2020. Like,
no.
Sam Fender had just put out his first album. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't that big.
I still remember watching Sam Fender at Reading 21, and I think 17 Going Under had like 1 million streams, and it had been out for like a month.
Like, really new.
And people were singing it. But I was like, how has this not got way bigger than it did? And obviously TikTok carried it, but yeah, mad, no.
I think we'll probably get some Sam Fender music before that comes out.
I agree. He got his St. James's as well.
Yeah, he's got a big year, man. He's coming over here again. He's playing Splendour. So we're going to Splendour in the Grass, which is like Australia's big music festival.
Yeah.
I'm going on the Saturday, which is...
When is it?
July the 21st.
Okay.
Flume headliner, Yeah, Sam Fender, Lil Sims, Arlo Park, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, all in one day. Fucking mental. Absolutely mental. But then, like, on the Friday, they've got Lizzo, Capaldi, Slow Tie. On the Sunday, they've got Mumford, Idols, and then loads of, like, Aussie bands. Last year was the year that it had tropical rain.
Got washed out.
Washed out is an understatement, bruv. It was peril. There's a vlog to be made there as well. I've got the footage for that as well. I know Glastonbury is renowned for having mud. I've never seen anything like this before. This was outrageous. It was so bad that at 6 o'clock we called it a day and went home, and we were already there for the day. It was really bad. So no, I think that there's like some really, really interesting people on that lineup for this year.
Yeah,
I've done quite a few episodes about a lot of these people actually, and I'm really excited to kind of go back in to do more of them. But also, like, yeah, it's just mad to think that it was so hated, and now I'm like, actually, it's pretty good.